In this video, we will be learning how to play the game Memory for use in speech sound disorder homework. We will be using the app Articulation Station Hive. So to begin with, you just have to press the letter of the sound you are targeting. Your speech pathologist will advise you on the sound. So we're going to be learning to play Memory at a word level. Your speech pathologist will advise when it is time to move on from practicing words at a word level and move on to phrase and sentence level. But for now, we're just going to press words. And for Memory, we're going to press matching. And we're practicing k in the initial position in the word, so first in the word. So your speech pathologist would have provided you of a list of words that you'll be practicing for homework. So what you have to do now is select the words out of this list. So we'll deselect all of these. You'll notice that some of the words on your list may already be present on the app. So you can just give them a big tick. Alright. Some of the words you need to use will not already be present. So in this case, first press Add Suggested Words and see if you can find them there. Perfect. Cut. But we're still missing one. So what we need to do is add a custom word. Whoops. So we can type the word that you're missing in as a custom word. So ours is can, C-A-N. And then we press an image. So the app has some images stored because it may use this word in another one of its lists. So we'll search there first. Perfect. So if the app didn't have a picture, you would have been able to search your device library. So it won't let you save a new word unless you record yourself saying it at a word level, phrase level, and sentence level, and also provide text for the phrase and sentence level. So we'll do that now. So we can go, the tin can. The tin can got knocked over. So now I'll provide recordings for all of these sounds. Can. The tin can. The tin can got knocked over. And now we have to select where we want to add the word to. So just cut initial, and save. Perfect. And now if we select this sound, there it is, already selected. We'll be ready to start our game and we can just press begin. So if your child is unfamiliar with the game Memory, you might like to start with a bit of an explanation. I'll have a go now. So we're going to be playing a new game called Memory. In this game, you get to pick up a card and then pick up another card. If they match, you get to keep those two cards. But if they don't match, you have to flip them back over. And the aim of the game is to be the player with the most cards at the end of the game. So if yours don't match, you have to remember where a matching one is for next time. So this is a special game of Memory where you have to say the word that you flip over. I'll have a go now. Cape. Core. And there we go. And when you press a new card, those ones will flip back around. So you can play it so that you take turns with your child or that they take all the turns. So the other important thing to note here is that if your child pronounces the word incorrectly, you have to provide them with meaning-based feedback. So we've got an example of how you might script this in your parent training handout, but I'll give an example here. So we might say, if your child, for example, says tart, you might say, I heard you say tart. A tart is a small pie, but you flipped over a cart. A cart is what we put our shopping trolley in. And when the child flips over their next card, you can do the same. So for example, if the child says two, you might say, I heard two. Two is like when I hold two fingers up. But that picture is of a pigeon saying coo. Another technique you might like to use here is what we call metaphon descriptors. So metaphon just means talking about sounds. So you might like to say, I heard tart. Tart is a small pie. Tart starts with the tapping sound. I think you meant to say cart. Cart is what we put our shopping in. Cart starts with the coughing sound. K. And we can flip them over. So there's one last thing I'd like to explain before we end this video, and that's how to track the dosage. When we're doing speech sound disorder homework, it's really important that we get enough trials at the target sound. So you'll note that the only cards I've clicked to enter this start with the target sound, not the replacement sound. So every time they flip over one of these cards, they're having an attempt at doing the target sound. So if they get the target sound right, you can press this button here, the tick. And you see how this number changes up here? And if they get the target sound wrong and they use their replacement sound, you can press the button here. And you see how the number on the right will go up, but the number on the left stays down. So the number on the right is what we're interested in for this study. So at the end of the session, it would be extremely helpful if you could take that number and write it down somewhere, or take a screenshot, because your speech pathologist will want to collect this information throughout the week. All right, thank you, and don't forget to get in touch if you have any questions. Goodbye.